And here we are to the second episode of my grinding to glory adventures. My previous one was a complete failure. It sucked so bad. I didn't manage to find anything interesting like golden keys, equipment, nothing at all. But we cannot give up. We need to keep going. So I'm back to my favorite farming area. It has never given me up yet. Maybe. There is always a first time. I really hope to find something decent. I'm not expecting to find like, oh my god, an astral, what could it be? Astral Ember or Astral Demon Bones. Oh no, just something that I could put in the bank would be good enough. Like Chaos Ring Tier 6. What else? A bone necklace. I'm not asking for much. A bone necklace. I would be so happy with a tier 6 bone necklace. At least I can do some testing between bone necklace and equilibrium. Right now I'm stuck with equilibrium. I don't have any other decent amulet. It's so annoying. Oh. There's always that moment of excitement when I see the green light. Because I'm not really interested in weapons or pieces of armor, but there's a lot of set jewelry that I would like to get, like the Ebona set rings, chaos rings, and then it turns out to be a helmet or an armor, and I just get upset. Oh, something that I would like to point out. During my previous farming video, which was maybe half an hour, more or less, I have received more messages on Facebook than during the rest of the whole day. It was insane and so annoying. So it was an annoying playing session because of the constant messages that I received, and I didn't find anything useful or interesting. Oh, but that's a good thing, because the weak would give up. I will not give up. I will keep farming, and I will keep uploading videos of my endless failure. And yeah, that's interesting. Do I still have my magic find set? Yes, 25,000 whatever. Sometimes when I don't see a reasonable amount of legendary or items from set, I start to think, wait, did I swap gear? Did I forget something in the bank? So it could happen. Sometimes I decide to farm some oboli, because it's definitely the quickest way to get demon fingers and respec stuff. And so I just go to the arena and I farm oboli, and it doesn't take a lot of time. But I change gear for that. I put on my demon bones. Right now for farming I'm use grid. And it happened a couple of times when I spent some time farming oboli in the arena. And when I started to run a couple of dungeon keys, or farm here on the Magician's Tower 5th floor, I was like, wait a moment, why is there so much grey stuff on the ground? What's going on? Have the devs changed something? Did they get scammed? Oh no, I just forgot to put back my decent gear. And not that it's making a lot of difference today. Could we get a Kissed by Fortune? No. A thing that I like about those obelisks, are they obelisks? I don't know. Is that when I started, I always wanted the experience one. And I was like, oh my god, I'm leveling up so quickly. And then I realized that character level in this game is almost useless because it takes basically no time to reach the cap of the skill points, and after that level is completely useless. You just get those 5 stat points and that's it. Now I always wish that I could find the kissed by a golden luck one, but even the damage bonus is not too bad because you can clear things quickly. It's over already and all I got was piece of trash. Oh my god. Not off to a good start. Let's reset it. Never give up. Never give up. I think I will do like in my previous video. I will run this for a few times, and if it sucks too bad, I will run keys a couple of times looking for that sweet enchantment, and then I will give up and feel upset. But it's okay. The game is showing us who is boss, and we need to fight back. We need to avoid going silent into that good night and look for some better loot, which will allow us to farm loot more quickly. It's basically a self-referencing thing, but it's an hack and slash game. It's okay. We just need to get better loot. It's all about that. You get better loot, and it's my golden fortune. You get better loot, and then there is new content. The thing that annoys me a bit about the way they set up the new content in this game is that it looks like, apart from new areas, a big drive to move forward is the fact that suddenly there is a new tier of equipment, which for the most part is the equipment you already have, just with better stats, and so you need to farm it all over again. And it feels a bit weird to me. I would prefer it if it was just new stuff like the sets that we got, and so you need to look for new things, and if that was the case, they would have to change the infusion system so you can infuse your lower tier gear into higher tier gear if you want to. But yeah, just thinking that in a few months, weeks, whatever, when they will release new content, it will be, hello, here's tier 7 gear. It's the same as what you have. It has better stats. Now go back farming. And the other annoying bit is regarding the enchantments, because I complained about them in the previous video. I think the whole enchantment system needs some reworking. Oh my god, I didn't want to click that one. Now I feel sad. The whole enchantment system needs a bit of rework, definitely, because it takes so long to find decent enchantments, and then when new content is released, your enchantments are on gear that is now obsolete, and not ideal. I don't mind the farming, which is why I'm enjoying this game, but the enchantment system raises my eyebrows. Okay, let's see what's this. Oh, not very familiar with that sword. What could it be? Well, it's tier 5, so it's trash. Scimitar of a cheater. 150 gold fine. If it was 150 magic fine, maybe I would start to level up my skirmish character just to try to find it. But yeah, gold fine, that will be a Cabalite for which I would spend 20,000 gold. It's okay. Jesus, inflation in this world is really rampant. I mean, this is... How much is gold worth in this world? Nothing. It's like being in Venezuela. What's going on? Like, you can find gold everywhere. Sometimes you turn over a rock and there is like 300,000 gold pieces under it. No one cares about it. Like, you kill a dog from hell and it's stacked with gold. Interesting economy. my hopes for finding interesting gear are getting... for a moment I thought that complaining would have led to something, but no. It was an armor. I didn't even check what kind of armor it was, because there is not a single piece of armor I'm looking for among all the sets. How many topazes do I need? I have 62, so I need 19 more for a new divine gem. That shouldn't take too long. Probably not in this farming session, but maybe later today or tomorrow I will be able to get a new divine gem. I only need a handful more gems to start working on a new shield to replace my ja. Oh, I got double topaz there. That was lucky. I need to be honest. I just mentioned that I'm looking for that specific gem, and within 5 seconds I found two. It's... Thank you, game. I appreciate that. Now if you could give me... Okay, I didn't really need that bonus, but it's okay. It's a gift. I appreciate that. Now, if you could give me an astral bone necklace, tier 6, within the next 10 seconds. 9, 8. It's not going to happen, right? Hey, what's that? Oh, I only read the first letter. It was the letter A. And my brain was like, oh my god, it's going to be an amulet, it's going to be an astral bone necklace, and it's going to be the best moment in my gaming life. Oh, of course, no, it was an armor and I don't need it. Okay. I guess we give it another try. Magician's Tower 5. It's basically my home away from home. The game does not have a housing system. They should have a housing system. They could use it. Like a lot of microtransactions, which is not something I'm looking forward to, so I don't want to give them that kind of idea. But if my character had a house with like a bank at each corner of the house and on each floor, I think I would be quite happy about that. I still have not received the update that adds a couple of bank slots at a cost. I think with 5 bank slots, things become a lot more reasonable, because right now I have 4 bank characters and my regular bank. And if I had a couple of extra slots in the regular bank, it means that 2 of my bank characters would become legit characters. Amulet. No, don't need that one. I find that system very interesting. That you get a preview of what it might be. You don't know what it is for sure, apart from a couple of items. Like when you drop a demonic guard or a Jamazen, the shields, you know what it is, because they are the only shields that look like that. But like when you drop an amulet, is it going to be that sweet bone necklace, or is it going to be some 5th stars, I think it's the name, or some other trash? Is it going to be a spellbound? It's never a spellbound. It's never a spellbound. I think I will share with you my spellbound history, since we are not getting anything interesting to talk about regarding loot on this run. I have not seen a single spellbound ring basically until I finished the game and I was farming tier 6. And one day I was getting bored and I had a lot of money, and I thought, oh, I would like to see if I can find something useful from the crates, the 50,000 Obolite crates. And I was looking for gear for my alt characters. And within the first, I think, 20 crates, I got 2 tier 4 spellbounds, and I could not believe it. After that, I dropped a few tier 5 and I think 2 tier 6, mostly here on the tower or in the key dungeons. But yeah, they really made me wait very, very long. Much like the Dragon Slayer bow. I didn't get any basically for a month and a half. That's how long ago I started to play, more or less. Then suddenly, within 24 hours, I got 2. Unfortunately, they were both tier 5, so not extremely useful, but will probably end up being the main weapon for my archer as soon as I start to level it up, because it's really getting harder and harder to improve the equipment on my mage. I mean, if you look at the stats of my mage, they don't look very impressive at all. But that's because I'm using the gear for farming. Like, all my gems, except for a couple, are for magic find. All my gear, especially rings, and the weapon is geared toward magic find. So it's very, very lackluster damage wise. I would not go back to tackle the last areas, the new areas with this gear. And oh my god, we finished it already. Let's see what we found. Trash. Another Will of the Light King. The roll on this one looks not awful, but I don't really care about it. Plain Walker, of course. And a tortoise cage. You know what? I like the 5th floor of the tower. It's cool and all, but let's give it a try to a key or 2, because this is getting demoralizing. I have heard, not really heard, I read online that recently the drop rate was reduced a lot. Back when it happened, I was still in the lower tiers. So I don't know what it means to have a high drop rate in this game. Personally, I don't mind too much the drop rate of gear. I think it's okay. Like, you need some time to find new gear to improve your stuff. That's okay. But apparently they also dropped. They reduced, the drop rate of the golden keys. And that's something that I wish they didn't, because farming for golden keys is infuriating. Really. Oh, why did I waste an Astra drop on that shit? But it's okay. Because first you need to find a magister in a map. It's okay. It happens pretty often. Probably won't take more than 15-20 minutes, maybe half an hour at the most, until you find a magister on a map. And you get keys. And then you start farming keys. And to find a golden key, it can take forever. I remember there was a day that I started with a level 431 key. And I found a golden key when I was clearing the dungeon number 515. So it took me more than 80 rounds, getting harder and harder, slower and slower. Where am I? Why are there no monsters here? What's going on? I've not been here yet. It's empty. No, there's a bug. What the hell? But yeah, it took me 80 rounds, and when they're low level, it doesn't take long, less than 5 minutes probably. But as levels start to go up, if you're using magic find gear, it can be quite a time-consuming activity. And it took me forever to run those 80 dungeons. And then I got a golden key, and I felt nice about it. And then I ran the key, and the enchantment was absolutely useless. And I felt disappointed and cheated and slightly butthurt. It was not a fun experience at all. It's something that I really hope they will rework. Either increase the drop rate of golden keys, and or make the enchantments better. Right now the range of enchantments you can find is absurd. You can find one with +1 all skills, bonus to magic damage, bonus to intellect, whoa, or +12 gold find. What? Excuse me. I just grinded countless key dungeons with zombies and arcane passages, and you give me +12 gold a find? Are you out of your mind? Come on, devs, you're better than this. You know it's bad. Just make the range a bit better. Like, if I spend 5 hours to find a golden key and then run the dungeon, and what I found was like, okay, +200 intellect, +1500 magic damage, and I don't know, +200 armor. You're like, oh, that's a small improvement over my gear, and it comes for free. I would be happy with that. But no, not +12 gold find. Come on. Nope. No golden key for me. Not here. No, and it's also tier 5. Come on. Come on. Oh, this one does not have any health boost for monsters, so it could be fairly quick. No dark passage, please. The arcane passage. The dark palace, yes. Okay, this is fine. I mean, all maps require a bit of backtracking, except the dark palace. At least here among the key dungeons, because of course the tower, the magician's tower, doesn't require backtracking, but that's a very unique design. Among the old maps, the only one that doesn't require much backtracking is the Dark Palace. Everything else requires a bit of backtracking. It's just... oh, zombies. I was so busy complaining about the arcane passage that I didn't notice the map was full of zombies. Oh, that's an amulet! It looks like a bone necklace? No, equilibrium. I mean, it looks like an equilibrium, but I don't think it's that one. My guess is tier 5 Eye of the Baylor. I wouldn't mind a tier 6 Eye of the Baylor. It's a piece of equipment that I started to appreciate a lot more in recent days, because fully leveled, I mean fully upgraded, and infused on some other jewelry piece, you get very, very close to 100% crit rate, which you can see almost all my hits are crits. And it speeds up the farming process far more than any skill bonus. I used to have one of the Edona rings with a spellbound on it. Now I have an Edona ring with a fully upgraded Eye of the Baylor. It's so much quicker to farm these kinds of mobs. There is no comparison. Like, my two suggestions, if you're new to the game, don't underestimate critical damage, and try to get as close as possible to 100% crit chance. And two, every time you find a piece of gear with bleed chance, keep it. Use it, possibly, or at the very least keep it, because there are some bosses in the late game that if you don't have bleed damage, they can be a slog. What was the first one for me? Probably the dragon. I will not say where it is, so if you have not seen it yet, no spoiler for you. Come on, golden key! Endless trash. Endless The dragon, the first time that I fought it, the first stage, again, to avoid spoilers, the first stage probably took me 5 minutes. No, Arcane Passage. The first stage took me 5 minutes, and I couldn't complete the second stage. There was no way. Then I gave a try to some Chaos Rings with bleed damage. The first stage didn't last more than 30 seconds. And the second stage, like I died a couple of times due to my own mistakes. And then it was a breeze. Really, really a breeze. And that was with my Magic Find gear. Because I was leveling up and going through the main quest content with my Magic Find gear looking for better equipment. So you give me, after not giving me anything that I can use, you gave me an Arcane Passage with the skeletons. The only thing worse than Arcane Passage with the skeletons is Arcane Passage with the zombies and skeletons. So here we're rolling very, very low on the RNG scale. And that's without mentioning the quality of the loot that we're finding, that so far has been abysmal. Maybe I will try Badlands, Blacklands, the end game area after the tower. I don't really like it too much because walking around wastes so much time. Even if I don't really walk a lot, like mostly I teleport, take a step, teleport, take a step. But oh, I went the wrong way. No, I have become everything that I hate. I backtracked into backtracking. How could I do this to myself? I believe that in the time I clear this, I could have run the last floor of the summit of the Magician's Tower 3 times at the very least. And the drop rate bonus of this kind of map is not worth it. It's not really worth it. Because I would rather run Magician's Tower 3 times than this once. And not just for personal preference, but I think that statistically it's the correct thing to do. You kill more monsters, you kill them quickly, more trash appears on the monitor, and you get more chances of finding something that is not trash. 95%. Let's go down. 99. Come on, oh, those 2 skeletons that I left alive in the previous room. Heck. Hello, sir. Dead. This one gave me 2 keys. Oh, how nice of it. It's a tier 5. A tier 5 Trinity. My god. Okay. He gave me 2 keys, both of which have 1.7 monster drop rate. That's a good multiplier. But okay, let's give it a try. This is the last key I'm running. I will save the other one for the next farming session. Not an awful dungeon. Zombies. I'm out of here. Let's try the other key. No, I refuse to face zombies as my last key. In my previous video, I had an awful dungeon as my last dungeon. I was like, oh yes, it's the chosen one. It will be the game changer. And no, it was absolutely off. It's zombies again. Do I have another key? Yes. No, I want a dungeon without zombies. There are so many monster types. If I get zombies again, I'm porting to town and I'm trying the Badlands, Blacklands, what they are. I'm really terrible at remembering names. Okay, I've seen a drop. It's a piece of armor, so I don't need it. And it's a bad piece of armor, so I really don't need it. Not even as a backup in the bank. I have a lot of backups in the bank because I'm always afraid that one of these days while I'm recycling stuff, it will somehow bug out and the thing that I want to recycle will move to my actual equipment, and then the thing that was my equipment will end up in the recycle window. I will not notice it, and I will be very. Okay, this map gave me a lot of stuff. It's all stuff that I don't need and will be recycled, but within the first couple of rooms, we got quite a few things. Is the 1.7 multiplier real? Is Magic Find actually useful? Who knows? Oh, just in case you missed my previous video, my first grinding to glory video, I didn't find a single useful thing. I didn't upgrade anything, so nothing in my equipment has changed from my previous video. Even though it feels like I'm doing less damage. Why am I doing 2.3 billion? It should be more than that. What happened? Weird. I thought I was supposed to do more than 2.3. That's quite a lot of monsters that we need to kill. We're all at 33% and we've been through quite a large chunk of map already. Oh, I miss the Dark Palace. When I get to the Dark Palace and I pull a first wave of mobs and it's like full, it's completely packed, and the game starts to slow down because my crappy phone cannot handle it, and there are monsters dropping everywhere, and I don't know how many dozens die, and then I look up and I only completed like 3%. I'm like, yes, I wish every map was like this one. And then you get all the other maps that are not as good as that one, and you feel upset. Then you get the Arcane Passage, and you want to go back playing Angry Birds. That's the only other option. It's either this or Angry Birds. Not literally. Well, I guess there are other games. To be honest, I don't know any other hack and slash game playable on mobile. Because the thing that I find very interesting about AnimA is that it's a more than decent hack and slash game, and the fact that I can play on mobile means that when I'm on the bus and I have a fairly long commute to go to work, I can just fire up the game and see if I can find some loot. And if after dinner I have a bit of time to relax, I can maybe play some YouTube video in the background while I play the game, relaxing on the couch. Of course, there are many full-fledged games for PC that I would consider better than AnimA, but the fact that it's playable on mobile and it works even on phones that are not exactly last generation is very compelling. I hope I will follow the game for quite some time, because there's not many games like this one playable on mobile, and I know a lot of people who love hack and slash games who would love to play this kind of game. I would say it really needs controller support, because right now controllers don't work with AnimA if you're playing on the phone, and that's a bit of a problem, because to me the greatest upside of this game is that you can play it anywhere you want, but it's a bit tiring on the hands to hold the phone for such a long period. The controls are good, don't get me wrong, but it feels a bit cramped. And if I could use one of those external controllers, those that have a hinge where you can lock your phone and play more comfortably, I would gladly buy a controller just for that. I don't have one, but I would gladly buy it just to play this game more comfortably. It's a very good game. Even if he hates me and it doesn't give me anything that I need or anything that I even want. There are some things that I need and some things that I want and something that I would appreciate, and none of those show up on the ground when I kill monsters and I don't know what's going on. Here my backpack is full of trash, which is less than ideal. Let's go to recycle. Well, it identifies stuff when recycle it, but it's not that identify it will make any difference. Most of the icons I can recognize what they are. Like this bad roll, we can recycle it. This, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see you. I don't want to see you. Bad astral drop. Trinity, come on. I think it's okay to have best in slot in any game, but here there are so many that are worst in slot. Let's give it a try here. I've not finished the last few areas just because it takes too long to kill those monsters, and it's not worth grinding there. So I'm not really interested in going there just to show off that I can farm high level mobs. It's gear wise, it's a waste of time, time wise, and gear farming wise. I mean, under almost every point of view, it's a waste of time. And here, like, it's a higher tier, so there is an extra 10% chance of dropping tier 6 gear, which is good because we move from 40% to 50%, and a 50-50 is a lot better than a 40-60, like really a lot better. But the maps are really wide. It's a waste of time. Like if you walk along the edges, you're missing everything that's going on in the center, and if you walk near the center, you miss mostly the chests, because I have only seen chests around the edges. So I'm not really a fan of this map, of these maps, because they look the same. The monsters are right. They die pretty quickly, and they don't have silly animations when they show up. It's just that the rhythm doesn't seem worth it. I mean, go back and see how quickly the monsters on the tower die. I cannot do this jump, weird. And then compare that to how quickly these monsters die and how long I need to reach other monsters. And yeah, I can kill so much more stuff on the Magician's Tower compared to here. And basically, in order for this map to be worth it, it would have to be same speed as Magician's Tower, or up to 9% slower. And by slower I mean how many mobs can I kill in 1 hour? Is there a 1% difference, 5%, 10% difference? I think it would be very difficult for me to make a correct calculation of that. The only way would be to watch videos and stop them and calculate, and it looks very tedious, so I'm not going to do it. But just by feeling, I can tell that no, this is way slower than 10% compared to Magician's Tower. So. But there are people who love farming here, and more power to them. It's definitely a different design of map. The monsters are different. It's a bit refreshing, because honestly, even though I'm not a huge fan of the key dungeons, just because I never get decent enchantments and then I get upset by zombies and arcane passage, they're not bad for loot. Like both for gear and gold, they're pretty good. It's just when you run a key dungeon and everything is wrong and your heart is filled with sadness. Wow. Did we drop anything? Did we get anything? According to my backpack, the only useful thing we got is 1 topaz, because I was at 69 before I entered. Let's try the next level. Is it 16 now? Or still 15? Still 15. Wow. Black Lens 2. You're still reincarnation 15, huh? So monsters get a little bit harder, because I can tell that I'm not really one-shotting dogs right now. And the loot does not improve. That's interesting. Oh, it's a Jamazen. Hello, Ja. So there is a 50-50 of this Ja being either tier 5 or tier 6. What would you guess? I would guess that after an endless amount of trash and empty dungeons, this is going to be a tier 6 Jamazen. And it's going to feel a bit like a mockery, because I don't need a tier 6 Jamazen. I don't need any Oh, is it already finished? I already found the exit. Okay, let's clear up these dudes. And yeah, I was right. It's a tier 6. And the roll doesn't look awful. Maybe it's something that I can keep in the bank. I will run this next level. And we are at rank 16 now. So if we find something, it's more likely to be tier 6 than tier 5. I definitely don't need that wand. It could be a disciple wand or whatever, but no, I don't need it. I know that I don't need it, no matter what it is. Oh wow, monsters here take much longer to kill. Much longer. Look, it's still there, frozen. Oh no, why? Look, I even need to cast a storm on this one, just to add DPS. No, I'm getting destroyed. Not literally destroyed, but like there is a part of me that always want to optimize the time that I spend in game. Like, oh, I need to find the area with the monsters that I can kill quickly while getting the loot that I need. Which one is the best? Which one has the best design? Which one has the best amount of mob? And now I'm farming in an area that is slow. Mobs don't get one shot, and they're still not giving me anything that I need. So a sapphire, yeah. One day, brother, we will need the sapphires. I have several hundred in my backpack, and I don't know how many divine sapphires I have in the bank right now. But it's okay. One day we will need them. We need to prepare for those rainy days when we will need the sapphires and we will not have them. And we will look back at this moment and say, haha! That day when we went to the Black Land 3 and stone elementals were basically not getting damaged by anything that I threw at them. And it took me forever to clear the map. But I got sapphire. Yeah, I'm really not feeling this area for farming. I'm really not feeling it. It's also definitely due to my gear. Don't get me wrong, because since I enjoy farming the last floor of the Magician's Tower, my gear is geared, toward that. So I always try to make sure that I have enough damage to one-shot the regular mobs and maybe need a couple of shots for the elite ones, those with the blue aura. But apart from that, I don't care about adding any extra damage, so I focus exclusively on a magic find. If I were to farm this area, I would definitely need gear that gives me more DPS. Here I want to gather some doggos all next to each other so that at least they can all get damaged at the same time by storm. Yeah, it looks like the only way to go if I want to clear this map within the next 5 hours. Okay. I like Storm. I think Storm is very underrated. It adds a lot of damage and it adds it 360 degrees around you and mobs cannot dodge it, which happens with multi-missile. So don't underestimate Storm. It's good. My god, we're already at the exit. I'm not going to Blacklands 4. I'm not going to do it. Because I'm already been here for, let me check the recording, more than 40 minutes. And gear wise I didn't achieve anything. And I really don't think that going to Blacklands 4, you know what, let's do it. I mean, we have been here forever, right? So okay, we are at rank 17 here. Hello dog. Oh my god. Oh my god, it takes forever. Why am I doing this? Why? Let's get through. Oh, here are many elites. I don't even know how they're correctly labeled. Like, are they elite mobs? Are they... I don't know. I call them elite mobs. Okay, I think I already casted 4 stacks of Storm and I've been spamming multi-missile non-stop and we are still stuck with these idiot golems that refuse to die. Can you just die? What's going on? Why are we still alive? What? It's still 75%. It's not even a healer. How did it happen? I was next to it. Weird. Wow. Even mob density doesn't look that great. Like, it's not like there's doggos everywhere, golems everywhere, and so you're killing a lot of monsters. It feels like there's not that many in a single pool. Whereas key dungeons can be quite stacked and have a lot of monsters in a single room. Wow, this one is still alive. I didn't even notice. Can I get a mimic somewhere? Do they exist? Are they still in the game? Did they remove mimics from my last run? Well, in my previous video there was a mimic, I remember it. And there was trash, but it was there. This one is like, oh my god, why are you farming this map, dude? Go back. And yeah, I cannot disagree with you, my dear game. Oh, Topaz, yeah, that was worth it. This is what made it all worth it. Come on, doggos, with the barrier. Oh, well, that's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of stuff. If there is one thing I'm happy about, is that I'm in Black Lens 4 and I'm not losing health points. And I removed all my armor and magic resistant gems. So I was a bit worried about my survivability in the late game, but it's not bad. How much armor do I have? 4 million armor and 9.5 million magic resistance. Maybe 9.5 million magic resistance. I should go back to that bloody dragon at the summit and have a quick discussion with him because it made me waste a bit of time looking for better gear because he kicked my ass a few times. I have to admit it. Yeah, if I had 9.5 million magic resistance, I think that things would have gone differently, but that was long ago. What is this? It's a helmet, right? Yeah, it's a helmet. It's a helmet. It's always a helmet. Why is everything still alive? Can you just die, Stone Element? Yeah. Oh, Sacred Wood. Interesting. And Lehander's Mine. I really don't need this. I'm curious to try the Lehander set one of these days. Because the plus 13 to change lightnings, to chain lightning sounds really huge. But for the helmet, I really have an Astral tier 6, so don't need it. It will be recycled. That's it for today. This is a very long video, very long. I think I will not even edit it. If there is some awkward moment of silence, or I misspell something, or I have a stroke, just please bear with me. Because if a video is 20 minutes or so of farming, I can go to DaVinci Resolve and edit it, but if it's 50, 53, probably 55 by the time I finish this minute, that's it. That's staying in, no matter what it is. I don't even know why I did this pool. I want to leave. Okay, elite dogs. You are my last hope, elite dogs. Elite dogs. Are you even losing health points, elite dogs? Yeah, I think the elite dog just died. And he didn't drop anything useful. Okay, that's it for my Grinding to Glory number 2 episode. Not a very successful run, I would say. But as I mentioned in my first video, I'm at a point where it's very difficult to find improvements over my gear. I need 10 gems to get a new divine one. Other than that, we will rely probably on those 2 keys. This one is not bad. Next video will be key time. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.